Alright, cool. It's your boy Carmelo from Daily Crypto. You know how it goes. Doing the research to make your life easier. Alright, cool. So we got a new project today. This one's called Mindblowon Universe. But firstly, I normally like to start with the art, just to make sure you're happy with the art. Because if you're not happy with the art, ultimately on these profile pic collections, if you're not happy with the art, then someone else is probably not going to be happy with it either, and then it's got no value. But having a look at this one, just had a quick look on their Twitter just to get a peek at the art, and it looks pretty cool, to be fair. It looks like comic book art. They've got a bit of a background in comic books, which I'll go on to in a second, but they've not tried to overcomplicate things with the art, and you know, it's simple. It's simple, but I think it's fun at the same time, and I think a lot of people are going to like that. So yeah, I quite like the art. Now the team is where it gets really exciting. They've got a really good history, really experienced. They work with the likes of Sony, Samsung, PlayStation, and Spotify. They are what I'd call maybe semi-docs, not fully docs. And you've got to go and find the individuals, but they're not hiding. So the main creator called Lick Palick, he's got a history in comic books with a comic book series called Tahila Lats, I think it's pronounced. He started that in about 2015. That particular Tahila Lats Twitter account has got over 890,000 followers. The platform it started on is called Line Webtoon, but that platform, they've got over 4 million followers, over 37 million likes. On Instagram, the Tahila Lats account has got over 4.8 million followers, which is absolutely crazy. So their traction is incredible. One of the advisors on the team, I think it's called Daglan, or Dagelan anyway. He's one of the advisors. His Instagram account personally has got 20 million followers, which is absolutely incredible. They're part of the Mindblowon studios on whatever, but they're on the Mindblowon studios. Mindblowon TV on YouTube has 279,000 subscribers and over 23 million views since just August 2019. So their team, as I said, semi-doxed, and their track record speaks for itself. Now for the hype, I mean, the hype is pretty evident really in the number of social media followers they have, which is over 12 million across all platforms. But you got to look at engagement as well when you're looking at an NFT project. So on their Twitter accounts and whatever else, and you can kind of when you're looking at it, you can see that there's really good engagement, a high number of comments, a high number of likes, good amount of shares, good amount of people getting involved in just getting the fan art in, for example. But the project has really good engagement across different platforms, which is amazing. I tried to look at a Discord, which they don't have yet. So as soon as they've got the Discord, you've got to be ready to jump in there straight away. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a limit for a Discord. I think it's around 200,000, but I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, it's also good to see who's kind of talking about the project, about the NFT project, and on different things. So whether that be, you know, the Twitter hashtags, and you know, you can see people talking about it there. If you're having a look at YouTube as well, there's quite a few other YouTubers talking about this particular project because they also think it's going to be a good one. Now for the roadmap, there is no roadmap, so we're on the ground floor on this one, guys. I think it's going to be a good one, but there's no roadmap as to what's going to happen yet, and that is normally that's part of your assessment. But I think on this one, I think with their traction and what the team's been doing in the past, I suspect there may not be a massive amount of utility, which some people look for. I think it depends on what it is. Depends on the project, as if you really need utility before you invest in an NFT project, because you know there have been some NFT projects that are literally just based on community. I mean, obviously massive ones like Bored Ape are obviously really good examples, but you don't really need a great deal of utility like a game or a metaverse to necessarily be to be big. Not to say they won't have that, but I suspect there's going to be an emphasis on fun. So looking at the team and what they've done in the past, comics and so on, and being really light-hearted, I think that's really what they're going to lean in on. And honestly, you know, maybe people outside their community might not be interested, but their community is so big, it doesn't really matter. So their community is absolutely incredible. They don't need anyone outside of that community, so they'll be able to cater to their own community, and everyone there will be pleased. And it's a large community. So, you know, with a supply that they're going for, which is 6969, so 6,669 NFTs. There is, I mean, I've already told you they've got over 12 million followers on all of their platforms. So, you know, they don't really need a roadmap to be successful, in honesty. But now for my overall verdict, I normally like to have a mint price, which we don't have, but I think they got the ability to go for something really high, like a 0.5 ETH, because of the number of people that are going to be interested in the project and the number of flippers that are going to be around. But I hope they don't do that and kind of, you know, rinse their community. I think maybe like a 0.25, based on the traction and, you know, their track record, I think would be fair. It would be a bit high, but it'd be fair. But I hope they don't go that route of going and rinsing the community at 0.5. I mean, some other projects have gone like the Dutch auction when they've got a traction as high as that. But let's see, I guess. Let's see. I think ultimately it's definitely going to be a successful project. So whether that be the mint price doubles, trebles, quadruples, short term or long term. I think short term is easy. It's going to be an easy play for the short term. You're going to be, if you get in on mint, you know, aside for gas, you know, I think you're going to do very well in the short term. In the long term, based on the history of Lick Palick, and he's been around since 2015, it might become one of the blue chip projects. You never know. I think it's got all the hallmarks of being a potential blue chip project in the future. So watch this space. Let's see.